I want to circle back to Saeed's first question, which is, as you look back at the last 8 months, you put this deal together 8 months ago.
Yeah.
As you see perhaps the efficacy of how Trump's team interacted with Israel over the last few days, are there not any, if not regrets, kind of reconsidering where you could have pushed harder?
So that's just not what we've seen. I can tell you, as a party to these negotiations, and I think it's a fundamental misreading of the situation. It has not been Israel that has been the intransigent party that has kept us from getting to a deal for many, many months. That's not to say that Israel agreed to every condition that was put forward by Hamas, the conditions that were put forward by us. Of course they haven't. It's a negotiation, and you wouldn't expect them to. But it has been Hamas fundamentally that has been unwilling to agree to a deal, really going back to August, and at times was even unwilling to negotiate. And then, as I said, at times they were unable to negotiate because they didn't have a leader in place. So it is not because of pressure that we have seen brought to bear by any party in the government of Israel the last few days that has gotten us to a deal. We think it is the fact that Hamas found itself in an incredibly weakened position, that its fighters needed a chance they needed a ceasefire, they needed a break in the fighting. And that ultimately, as I said earlier, they saw that no one was coming to their rescue. They weren't going to get the war that they were hoping to, that led them to finally agree to reach an agreement here. Now, of course, it has been helpful, as I said, to have the Trump team right there alongside with us to ensure that the commitments that we make on behalf of the United States will be enduring ones. But it is in no way what we have seen that has been pressure brought to bear by their side that has been had the decisive impact here.
But excuse me,
Go
but
ahead.
in
You're saying that
the ceasefire deal was basically just giving Hamas fighters a break?
No, I'm saying.
I mean, that's what you just suggested. I want to make sure
that is why. Certainly, they will have a break from the ongoing fighting that they have been involved in, and that we believe that's one of the reasons why they agreed. Is that they have been getting pounded for months and months and months.
Some in Israel, particularly on the right, the far right of Netanyahu in Israel, think that this is a bad deal because it does give Hamas a break and a chance to regroup. Are you saying that that's...
So it does give them a break, and what we are committed to, and you've heard us speak to this before, is ensuring that they cannot regroup. And we think the key to ensuring that they cannot regroup is that they are replaced by something else. We believe that it is the perpetuation of fighting that actually leads them to recruit more fighters, as the secretary said yesterday. Of course, this gives them a break from the fighting. That's what happens under a ceasefire. But we believe the solution to replacing Hamas is to ultimately find a political path forward. Excuse me, for the Palestinian people. Go ahead. Go ahead.